There are lots of mixed feelings about how and why the bear was killed.
So we asked our viewers, you, to send in your questions about the incident, and DNR Wildlife Supervisor Chris Belling joins us now to try to answer some of those questions.
Thanks for being here, Chris. I guess our first question that was a common one from a lot of viewers. With bear sightings becoming more common in this area, why was the nearest tranquilizer gun in Eau Claire, and why wasn't the DNR better prepared?
Okay, well, let me answer the second part of that first. I'm not ready to say the DNR wasn't prepared. The conservation warden was there responding as he should have with the local law enforcement officials, and basically had to make a quick decision, which was based on public safety. That was the #1 concern at the time. The bear, my understanding, was moving around in the tree, was looking like it wanted to come down, and there was a number of people in the way that could have easily been injured with a bear just trying to escape. Not that it was going to try to hurt someone, but just trying to get through. And so they acted out of concern for public safety. The idea of the tranquilizer gun, that's not as simple of a solution as I think people like to think it is. There's a lot of issues involved with that, including the drugs that are used, being federally controlled. You have to hit the animal in exactly the right place. You have to have exactly the right dosage, and an agitated animal can take more. And then the drug can take 15 to 20 minutes to take effect, even if all that goes well. And during those 15 to 20 minutes, there's a lot of damage that could be done, and that bear is just going to be a very unpredictable animal during that time period. So it just really boiled down to public safety, and in this case, it looks like even had a tranquilizer gun been closer, it may not have been the best answer.
And you were saying one of the things why, even if they did have the tranquilizer gun right there, why it may not have been used is because the bear was acting so agitated. Sometimes they may actually go up a tree and fall asleep, but other times when they're that agitated, it could be a problem regardless.
That's right. Yeah, there's been a number of situations in other locations in the state where bear have been more common. Occasionally they do make their way into a city, and ideally, if we can just leave them alone in the tree, preferably until the evening time, nighttime, typically they'll leave on their own. They made their way into the city, they can find their way back out. But yeah, and sometimes they'll be content just to stay in the tree and wait that out. But in this case, this bear was acting agitated, and again, the officers acted what they thought was the best way, based on the behavior of the bear and the number of people that were in the area at the time.
So waiting for the bear to come down from the tree while someone was on their way to Eau Claire to get the tranquilizer gun or meet someone even halfway was really not an option in your mind?
According to what I've heard about the situation, no. It sounds, again, that the bear was trying to get down the tree. They were doing their best to keep the bear up the tree until, they could get the proper authorizations and make the decision that they needed. They did, go through supervisory channels and just, get additional advice on how to deal with the situation. But, again, it was just shooting the bear was what was determined to be the best in this particular situation.
And just very quickly, Chris, about how many bears there would be in La Crosse County?
Probably just a handful of bear. The bear are expanding their range south. It's kind of relatively new in this area. There's a few around. We can expect that there will be more in the future, and potentially more in the city in the future, but hopefully we can all learn to coexist together.
And real quickly, would the DNR, looking back, handle this differently now?
Well, it's good to hear that there's a meeting coming up next week. I mean, it's always good to reevaluate after the fact and see if there are things that could have been done differently, but from where we're at now, no, I don't think a different decision would have been made. I think in the interest of public safety and the safety, the potential for injury to the bear, that this was the best situation.
All right, Chris, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Again, the Cooley Region Humane Society, the Police Department, and the DNR are all getting together next week to take a look at if the things could have been handled any differently.
And the Humane Society says it hopes for more collaboration between the three departments.